Have you ever wondered about the bones of a story? What did the outline look like before the characters hijacked it? Ophelia Key always wondered the same things about her own stories. As a discovery writer, the chaotic pantser style, not even the author knew how the tales in the Draoithe Saga would go until they went. Backward analyzing one story while busy writing the next tale or two somehow never happened. Apparently, OK put things off long enough, and some fancy computer magic will provide us with those long-wished-for story overviews. We can finally X-ray the tales from the dream and see their skeletons. Shall we investigate the next story in the dream?
All right, today we're cracking open a field guide to a truly massive, really cool magical universe. We're going to break down the world, the rules, and the romance right at the heart of the Draoithe Saga. And we're going to do it all through the lens of one book, Electric Storm. You ready to jump in?
You know, every single story in this saga kicks off with this same simple, kind of mysterious invitation. But this isn't just some catchy phrase. Nope. Think of it as a doorway into a world where basically every myth, every legend, every fairy tale you've ever heard, it's all very, very real.
So what exactly is this dream we've been welcomed into? Well, simply put, it's the name for the entire magical reality these characters are living in. And before we can even get to our main players, we really need to understand the battlefield they're on and what in the world they're fighting for.
At its heart, the Draoithe Saga is just what it sounds like. A huge, sprawling, interconnected story all about the founding of an immortal kingdom. You can almost think of it like a modern epic, but it's told through the eyes of all these powerful beings who are tied to its creation.
Now here's the crucial part you gotta get. This world is in crisis. The magic of the dream is completely out of whack. It's unbalanced. And this kingdom, Draoithe, it acts as a kind of sanctuary for everyone fighting to fix it. And their big plan for restoring balance? Well, it all happens one fated couple at a time. Okay, so let's meet the heavy hitters, the ancient warriors who are right at the center of this whole conflict, the immortal dragon knights. And listen, these aren't just your typical mythical beasts. They are incredibly complex, powerful beings with a very, very long history. Our focus for this story is this guy, Thorstein Larsen, but everybody just calls him Lightning. He's an ancient gray dragon, a total alpha, and get this, in his day-to-day life, he's a corporate lawyer. Yeah, you heard me right. A dragon who's just as comfortable with a hostile takeover as he is with breathing fire. And this is where you start to get a feel for the sheer scale of this world. Lightning is 629 years old. Just try to wrap your head around that for a second. He's operating on a timeline that's almost impossible for us to imagine. And with that kind of age comes a ton of baggage and a whole lot of power. But here's the big twist. For all their insane power, dragons are actually bound by some super strict magical laws. Their magic is literally restricted the moment they're created. They can't even shift into their dragon form unless they're sworn to a king. They can't fly without a rider. And here's the biggest one. In their entire centuries-long life, they can only ever claim one fated mate, their Valkyrie. So that last rule, the one Valkyrie, that is pretty much the single most important thing driving a dragon. It creates the entire dynamic of the story. So the big question is, who is the other half of this magical equation? And right here, you can just see the opposites attract thing in full effect. I mean, look at this. On one side, you've got a 629-year-old alpha dragon. On the other, a 32-year-old submissive elemental named Arya. The differences in age, in power, in height, even their personal sense. Tequila and Willow versus Magnolia Blossoms. I mean, it just couldn't be more dramatic. So the big magical force that pulls these two opposites together is this concept of a life mate. It's basically a magical pairing, a destiny that's designed to make sure these immortal beings don't have to face eternity all by themselves. It's the ultimate soulmate, and it's chosen by magic itself. So how do these two finally cross paths? Well, it's not exactly a fairy tale meet-cute. Electric Storm actually kicks off when Lightning finds his fated life mate being held captive. She's traumatized, and she's in desperate need of a rescue. Now, to really feel the weight of this moment, you have to understand this wasn't just some random encounter. Lightning had been following a prophecy, actively searching for his one true mate for 600 years. 6 whole centuries of waiting and searching. And his devotion to finding this person is, well, it's absolute. The books tell us that for the last 300 of those years, he's been completely celibate.
He refused to be with anyone else while he was waiting for the one person in the universe who was made for him.
This is one of the very first things he ever says to her. There's zero doubt, zero hesitation. From the second he lays eyes on her, he just knows. This one line just perfectly captures the certainty and the enormous destiny of their connection.
But, just finding each other, that's only the beginning. The real journey starts with a choice to forge the Valkyrie bond, a magical transformation that is going to bind them together, body and soul, forever.
Becoming a Valkyrie isn't just about getting a new title. Oh no, it is a permanent, irreversible magical event. When a dragon claims his Valkyrie, he literally adds his ancient magic to her own, changing her on a fundamental level and creating a bond that can never, ever be broken.
But this isn't a simple thing. Forging this bond is actually a really intimate four-step ritual. It starts with an oath of protection. Then they have to share blood. The most critical step is the mating itself, where they have to hold eye contact to create a permanent mind link. And then finally, they share blood one last time to seal the magic forever. It requires total trust and total consent. So of course, Arya's first reaction is just fear. As an air elemental, her power over the wind is her entire identity. So she sees this transformation not as some gift, but as a cage. She's afraid she's going to lose herself, and she's not willing to give that up. It's a fear I think anyone can understand, right? That question of, what part of me will I have to give up in this?
But then, Lightning reveals the ultimate paradox. By becoming his Valkyrie, Arya doesn't just gain his power, she gains power over him. His fated mate, his Valkyrie, is the only being in the entire universe who can actually destroy him. Talk about the ultimate act of vulnerability and trust.
This is the moment everything flips. After she understands the stakes, the trust, the absolute depth of this bond, Arya's fear finally turns into desire. This one simple line shows her full consent, her choice to step up and embrace this incredible and kind of dangerous destiny.
And the results of this bond are just astounding. Arya gets dragon wings and can breathe fire. Lightning is finally free from all his restrictions and can fly whenever he wants. But it goes both ways. She becomes his literal energy source, and he gains her elemental power over electricity. Their minds, their souls, they're completely fused into one.
And all of this brings us to the core question that really powers this entire saga. It's a beautiful and honestly a terrifying thought that defines every single relationship within this magical dream.
I mean, really, what does it mean to give someone that much power over you? This crazy, intricate balance of ultimate trust and ultimate vulnerability is exactly what makes the world of the Draoithe so compelling. It's a dream where the greatest strength isn't found in power, but in surrender.
I sincerely hope you enjoyed this view of a story skeleton, glimpsing the characters, setting, and plot structure along with the twists within the writing in this tale from the Draoithe Saga by Ophelia Key. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more original stories and audio adventures. A special thank you to OK Music Writers for writing and for sharing the Enter the Dream soundtrack. It's more than a story, it's an experience. Welcome to the dream.